Hello everyone, and welcome back to, well, Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Today we are going to be continuing with the freaking hunt for the, infernal freaking non-sparkling, thing known as, well, the Rowlet hasn't been as bad to us as a certain frog has been. So we can't be too annoyed with it. But yeah, we're gonna just be hatching more Rowlet eggs today. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Been playing a bit more of Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I have just discovered how absolutely absurd getting 100% in that game actually is, in that you need to do the entire main story, then do the entirety of Extra Mode, and 100% both of them. Thankfully, you don't need to get, like, the platinum medals on all of, like, the bonus stages. You just need to get, like, okay, just do them once, and then, like, the A medal. But, I mean, it's gonna be a pretty massive, thing. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Pokemon Showdown, Caleb. I don't really like Showdown. If I'm ever gonna be battling, I prefer battling in the main console, just because it feels better. It feels wrong playing Showdown. How you doing, Andreas? Hope you're doing well. How is Andreas SSG doing? Hope he is doing very well. But yeah, I've been playing more Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and I love the game. It's just that some of the 100% of that game is honestly absurd. Like, there's 100%, and then there is, like, true 100%, because there's a few special bonus missions you actually unlock after you 100% everything, you 100% in big glowing air quotes, where you get, like, 10 additional missions you have to complete, and then you get true 100%, because when you get 100% in a Kirby file, you get, like, a special background menu music. So it's like, we know I'm doing that. We know I'm going to go do that at some point. I don't know how long it is going to take me to 100% that game. But I don't know how long it's going to actually take. But it's going to happen. It really doesn't take all that long to make a team, Caleb. It doesn't really take long. The hardest part, honestly, about, like, the longest time part of it is actually just, like, learning how to do things. Like, oh, so that's how you do it. It just, like, all the stuff just, like, eventually clicking, makes sense. Yeah, you got 100% in the main story, but then you got 100% story mode again, but harder. Not just that much, Gip. It is you had 100% story, but harder. Do the Magolor's, the Magolor epilogue, and do all of the sub-games, and Merry Magaland. So it's like, there is so much stuff that's in that. So I just did the Minecraft mod called Cobblemon that adds Pokemon to Minecraft. Interesting. Is it like an officially licensed thing, or is it like a fan mod? Because I feel like Nintendo wouldn't, Game Freak would not agree to, like, Pokemon in Minecraft. Because I know Pixelmon is, like, a fan-made mod. Interesting. I like to do random battles on Showdown. Yeah, I don't play Showdown. For me, it's like, I prefer, like, the mainline game for my battling stuff, because I do, like, official competitions and stuff like that, so I kind of, I don't know, it's weird. The only times I ever do Showdown is if it's, like, a draft league for, like, a server I'm in. And that's mostly because, like, the entire server is a casual college server. You know, it's mostly what that is, and that's a bit different, like, you know, stuff with the channel. Yeah, Pixelmon I know is around for a long time. So how is Cobblemon different from Pixelmon? Because I don't know a thing about Minecraft. You'll have to explain it to me in layman's terms, Andreas, because I don't follow. I am smooth brain. I am very smooth brain. Rowlet the ball. Very detailed and again amazing, unique animation. Interesting. So I guess the main question is more like, how does this differ from Pixelmon? Did I realize how mediocre LMO is? Oh, it took you that long, Goldie. LMO was always mediocre, so if it was a challenge you to a fight on Showdown, not really. Ah, more cubic. Interesting. Interesting. Where are you at in the game, Regieleki? Because you get the Razor Claw in Victory Road. So Pixelmon is super smooth, but not Minecrafty. Okay, so it's basically just like more Minecrafty looking Pokemon. Interesting. Interesting. Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. So Decidueye raids are coming back tomorrow. We are going to be getting Decidueye raids again. And I'm actually very glad that I didn't actually connect to the internet in the intervening time, so I was actually able to get a solo recorded for Decidueye. So I'm making another video tomorrow that's basically the Decidueye solo. Clubmon is very better UI and feature-wise. Interesting. Oh, yeah, you get the Razor Claw at Victory Road. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna have a spare one, because the only other way of getting future spares is, like, doing the Battle Frontier and grinding that insane thing out. Anyone's where my PFP is Willy from the Willy Free Willy. Oh, it's a dolphin! Well, if you connected to the internet since the Decidueye raids left, Goldie. Because if you don't connect to the internet since the raids ended, you actually still keep them. It's just when you connect to the internet again, then it updates. And I haven't connected to the internet since then, so I still have them. But since I already did my Decidueye raid, I only did the one today just because I needed some footage for a solo, and I put that footage in the thing. And it's honestly a pretty easy solo to do. It's very, very easy. So it's pretty much simple for anyone to be able to do. Granted, you need a Miraidon for it. But also, like, just go for some other strategies. Like, basically the entire video that I have, it's going to be going out tomorrow, it's basically a more refined version of what our video was beforehand, with just the more knowledge we've gained since, okay, this is what we know the moveset is, this is what we know works better, and this is what we know it does stat purge. So you can just do this and just easily clown on it in literally 3 turns. Yes, Blissey is also this weekend. I did debate doing a Blissey event guide, and I might do a little bit of that, but considering tomorrow I'm going to be facing down the Elite Battle League present 3-time champion in battle tomorrow, I don't want to blank myself out too hard on being tired, so probably not going to be making a too extensive video on that. Maybe I'll probably do a little bit of scripting that out tonight, so I can, like, be fully rested for tomorrow. Which, honestly, the Blissey raid is gonna be... The Blissey ones are just gonna be a joke. I have a very easy, simple way of doing that, and, yeah, Blissey's not gonna be hard. Oh, there's the freaking Rowlet! Huh! Oh, I am noting that in the video. Let's freaking go. That is Rowlet number 362. Rowlet 362. We got our boy under odds. We got the boy under odds. Alright, writing this down. Timestamp is 17 minutes 362 eggs. Alright, note of that for the reaction compilation. Gonna zero this out. And then we update this from Decidueye into Dartrix. Because now it is time to get working on the next member of the family, and, of course, Rowlet decides to not be a shoe, unlike the stupid Weeb Frog, who is annoying, and we despise it, and it deserves to be thrown in a fire pit. Because screw off, Froakie, you suck. Let's get the rest of these eggs in here. Let's get these eggs in here. Let's just sort these a little bit. Probably not gonna get this far tonight, but it is, you know, I prefer organizing my boxes just in the event we eventually do get here quick enough. Alright. Okay then. Let's go work on Dartrix. This is delightful. This is very delightful. Listening to it, just finished the whole album. Nice. 18 minutes. Oh yeah, it is 8 minutes in. Right, because I actually had the thing running about 10 minutes beforehand. So it is only 7 minutes in then. Nice. That was delightful. That is a delightful turn of events, everyone. Delightful. Fun fact, anyone didn't know, the KSK Noise. Yeah, depending on how well Sly Guy does in the Elite Battle League, I'm probably going to have to face down Sly's Kyogre, depending on how far both of us get into the Battle League playoffs. I'm aiming for number 1. I'm aiming for the championship spot of the Elite Battle League, so depending on how well Sly does, I'm going to need to face down his Kyogre. And I am already putting together the big brainy brain strategies for defeating him. Like, this is what I'm doing so far, because I think my spot in my spot in playoffs is already secure for the Elite Battle League. So what I'm doing now is like, okay, let's look over my competition. Let's look over who has the best chances of actually making it onwards, and let's look at who has the most terrifying team. And I'm already working plans. Damn, earbuds right side stop working today. Mood. See, that's why I prefer headphones, because like you don't get the earbud problem. When most of the time I'm actually like using my headphones, I'm actually having them on like this. Like most of the time I have my headphones on, I have it like this. So it's like it's only on one ear. So if it just one just stops working, it doesn't bother me. Because generally I'm editing, so like of course the sound from the editing is going in one ear, and then I can listen to my music and stuff on the other keyboard, so I can just hear stuff. I can hear both stuff clearly. Not the greatest idea to do, but it helps. Hey, why blame me? I thought you always blame Sly, Mudkip, when something goes wrong. I know Union Circle shining hunting is harder, but it's more satisfying helping others get shinies. I already have noise. Delightful, Andres. That's always a delightful thing to do. Rowlet ball. So we got our first Rowlet today. Yep, it's Sly. Blame Sly. Blame Sly and his Zygarde. Blame the Zygarde. Always blame the Zygarde. Which, I have a plan for facing down his Zygarde if it gets the time. Why am I not surprised your showdown name is Lemon Guy too? I'm not shocked by that. Eggs. Alright. Take this counter up to 5. But yeah, everything is just going by faster than Froakie. So it's like, Frog decided to be annoying. Then Owl, the awesome Owl, decided to be, you know what, I'm going to be nice, because Froakie's been a shoe. I'll hatch early. Yeah, while slided a member-only stream and got a shiny hunt without wasting my energy. Fun. That sounds fun. What was the shiny, Mudkip? What was the shiny? Was it got Altaria, Vivillon, and Bombardier yesterday? Don't go telling Roost you got a shiny, Altaria. Don't go around telling Roost. He will not be happy. He has been shiny hunting that thing in freaking Black 2 and White 2 for like over a year at this point. And I think it's like full odds and he's phased, I think like once or twice on it. Hey, 0 HP. Oh, I'm gonna love my Rowlet. Rarest find I could get. Rowlet is just delightful. We just love the happy little egg. We have the first one, Alex. We got it at 362 eggs. So again, like everything else, it was easy. Unlike freaking Froakie, who wants to be a shoe. There are many reasons I despise that frog. And I feel all of them are becoming more and more obvious. But yeah, I'm glad that I just sat here while I was editing the revised Decidueye counter video with, like, just collecting eggs. Because, yeah, whenever I'm editing or just working on videos, I'm editing with my right hand and I'm literally just clicking A with my left hand as I'm collecting eggs. That's all I do. Yeah, Rowlet was being nice because Froakie is being a shoe. So since I'm feeling extra super-de-duper-de special lucky, we're heading back over to Portamonada Dating. Lionheart. Welcome in, Lionhearted. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We got our first shiny Rowlet today. Going for our second one. Because we still need 2 in order to get the entire living shiny dex satisfied. And then, I mean, if we get the rest of them in this batch of eggs, I don't think we will, because, like, there's just not enough eggs, and just odds-wise is not likely. I'll be happy to, but I'll be happy, but it just isn't going to happen. That's not how RNG works. RNG hates me. Yeah, 2 more eggs. Let's go. At least I got a shiny Rowlet reaction, and then I'm gonna have the shiny short reaction for the Decidueye solo I've got going out for the guide video tomorrow. But yeah, you guys will get to see how much more. What the heck is barking? I don't sound like a dog. I'm assuming over where you are, Mudkip, because there's no dog barking over here. Of course, my dog is actually quiet right now because she actually just went outside and she ate, and now she's just sleeping. Well, resting. I mean, I guess maybe Rowlet also decided to be nice to me after I discovered how absurd it was to 100% Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Because 100%ing, and then there is true 100%ing, which is absurd. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy 100%ing that game. You know, again, outside of the bullcrap, it's going to be fun. Because I've been replaying the levels again because I have to do extra mode, and I forgot how just really, really good the Parasol power was. I was like, why is Parasol so good? You have it's not hammer levels of absurdity for how broken it is. Because, like, with a hammer, you have, like, so much invincibility frames, you do so much freaking damage, it's so overpowered. But, like, Parasol, yeah, you have, like, a lot of good stuff. Like, Parasol's really good. Yeah, Kirby games aren't hard. Yeah, that's the thing I love about the Kirby games. They're not really hard to beat. Like, Kirby games are easy to beat. 100%ing them is a whole other story. Like, they are legitimately as hard as you make them. You know, you don't need to go out for True Arena. You don't need to go out for 100%. If you do, you're crazy, but it is your own choice. And you have no one to blame for your suffering but yourself. And that's why I'm going to be doing the True Arena. I think I'll probably do some, like, True Arena, like, practice runs on stream. We'll try and do True Arena on stream. I'd like to do that. But I feel like, you know, like Trial of the Sword, it's significantly easier off stream, or just, like, well, off screen in general. I'm not really commentating or anything. Because, like, because you do feel, like, the pressure when you know the recording is on to, you know, play at your best. So it may be better if I might just, like, have, like, it just passive running in the background, but, like, not, you know, anything like that. Yeah, it's one of those things I'm still, like, kind of, like, rolling over my head. But it'll be fun. Yeah, then oh, because the True Arena in Return to Dreamland Deluxe is actually much harder than it was in the original Return to Dreamland. Because now you have additional extra bosses that weren't in the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland. So there's, like, I think there's, like, 5 extra bosses now in True Arena. Which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when there was, like, 14 or 15 or 16 originally, That's a holy heck freaking a lot more. That's like an extra third. That's an extra like a pre-existing third of them that's now just re-added and is even harder. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna love it. But man, oh, I'm not looking forward to it. But I'm also kind of looking forward to it. Like again, there's things about it that are gonna be entertaining. So like I can't be too mad. You know, my own suffering. Give me my shiny little freaking thing. Roulette ball. Yeah, I mean, I love the Kirby games. There's something about Kirby games that are just so happy and so entertaining. You always feel so joyful playing Kirby. Again, aside from when you're doing the arena, in which case you just want your soul to melt. Wasn't that one of the difficulty options in one of the Kirby games, like Soul Melter EX or something? I don't know why, but like Soul Melter EX is something that rings a bell from Kirby. Please tell me if I'm right or wrong on that, but that sounds like a Kirby thing. Because I remember in Kid Icarus, it was the Fiend's Cauldron, was that what like the difficulty setting thing was called? Not, you know, Soul Melter. Ghostface, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much for that. How are you doing though, Ghostface? Welcome, and do 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 do. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing too much of arena tomorrow practice, because I don't want to push my luck before the fight against Humberto. I need to save every iota of luck for my EBL match tomorrow. So, actually, speaking of the EBL match tomorrow, tomorrow's stream is probably going to be pushed back about an hour and a half or so, because Humberto and I can only battle tomorrow at like 8 p.m. And, bro, if poison turned to acid, that would not be fun. That would be terrifying if they made an acid type. But yeah, stream is probably going to be like pushed back to like maybe like 9:30 instead of 8 o'clock, because Humberto and I can only battle tomorrow, and because he's going to be away on Friday, and he like works the entirety of like the morning up until like 8 is when he gets back. So Soul Melter from Star, thank you Mudkip. Soul Melter is Star Allies. Okay. But yeah, so stream's going to be like a little bit later tomorrow, because I don't want to force the stream. Wait. Since when is Terra Garchomp a thing that can just jump down from the sky and descend into terror? I didn't know this was possible, and I'm scared. What up? What up? What are you doing? Go away. We're gonna steal ground rock grass bug. Go away. Go away, you land shark, even though you're actually a water type. Here. Go away. Go away. No way. Yeah, immediately up to level 23. Yeah. This is why I don't fight stuff. Because, like, yeah, it just jacks their levels up into infinity, and then I have to just mash B through all of these evolution animations. B. Yeah, it just replaces one route with another. It's kind of hilarious. Like, nope, one's evolving. Oh, no, another one. Well, Acid type would probably be bad against Acid type again. Oh, it's just land it. Like, that's what the thing was. What happened, Morgan? Nightbot, be quiet. Nightbot, zip. I have no idea what that is. Depends on the Pokemon that is going to be Terra Poison. A number of dragon types, like Hydreigon and, Hydreigon... What's the other one? Hydreigon, Roaring Moon, I think there's another one. They do actually like being Terra Poison, because it helps against Fairy types. And then, you know, some of the other ones, like, it helps against, like, the dark typing, the bug type, the fighting typing, the bug typing, and a couple of other things that, like, they don't do too well against. But, yeah, it depends on the Pokemon. You know, you're not going to want a Terra Poison of a Pokemon that's, like, fighting, because they know it's just going to go, okay, well, it's weak to Psychic, so now it's going to get weak by Psychic again. But no, there's definitely Pokemon that are good with Terra Poison. It just depends on what that Pokemon is. Yeah, generally, the favorable Terra type of Pokemon is going to depend on what their initial base typing is, or what their, like, move stat line is. Because, like Rotom, I know, like, very much appreciates just being pure electric. You know, it terrestrializes into being pure electric. That way, okay, you shed the weakness of whatever it is. You're functionally without weakness. You keep your other stab. And then, you know, you hit it with other stuff. Psychic is indeed a very middle-of-the-road typing. It's like... Psychic has its purpose that it's good for. It's good at hitting stuff. But it's not, like... It isn't super standout, I guess is probably the best way of saying it. Like, there's a lot of good Psychic types, but a lot of, like, the good Psychic types are generally good for reasons of, like, their other typing is, like, really, 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 really obnoxious to deal with in conjunction with Psychic. Like, you know, Tapu Lele. It's a good Psychic type, but what really makes it good is, like, it's a Fairy Psychic type, it auto-sets Psychic Terrain, and, you know, it just gets those annoying Fairy moves that just really, really rack up damage on things. What's on Psychic type? That's actually really, really good. Sigalith. Yo, Tailwind. Gets a lot of weird janky attack. Metagross. It's Steel Psychic, a very obnoxious defensive typing. Mewtwo is just absurd in terms of how strong it is. Like, Mewtwo is, like, the exception to the rule. Because it just, like, literally punches things with its brain. With absurdity. And I'm going up against a Mewtwo tomorrow in the EBL. So, I am thoroughly terrified of that thing. I am quite thoroughly terrified of Mewtwo. It's kind of weird, though, thinking that, you know, Psychic nowadays is kind of middle of the road. Because back in Gen 1, Psychic was just, like, the most broken and absurd thing in all of existence. So it was like... Things. Oh, I forgot! I still have to do my Meltan in Pokemon Go! I still gotta do those things. Thank you for reminding me on that, Darth. Yeah, I got my Meltan shinies, like, years ago. Like, last year. And I now can just, like, get extras. Probably gonna... I don't know what I'll even do with my extra shiny Meltan if and when I get them. I need to figure that out at some point. I'll need to figure that out. Because you can't use them competitively. So, there's that. Gen 1 Mewtwo. Oh. Thank you very much, Ghostface. You have a wonderful day, Ghost. A wonderful day. Yeah, Gen 1 Mewtwo, go burr. I will spend the $1 wisely. Well, like, actually, I can't even spend the $1 because the way the YouTube thing works is you actually don't get paid until you get, like, a 1-month stretch where you have $100, like, in terms of total revenue received. So other than that, it just keeps building up and building up and building up. And you only get, like, released when you have a single, like, 4-week stretch where you then get 100. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. Rowlet ball. There we go. Now the eggs are over. There we go. 25. Yeah, all of these Rowlet are going to have a 0 speed IV. I specifically bred them that way. And then I'm just going to give away to some of my friends. Rowlet ball. Yeah, now I'm only going to be keeping the ones that have a 0 physical attack IV. Now I'm going to take the picture. And actually, the other thing. Don't want amnesia, maybe the best move of all time. I wouldn't say that. There's some moves that I would say are probably better than Gen 1 Amnesia. But Gen 1 Amnesia comes pretty damn close. Is the best special defense? I would not say it is the best. Again, there is a few other typings that probably could rival it. I'd say broadest coverage is what Fire has. It gets a lot of... It hits more things super effectively than any other thing. But also, conversely to that, there's a lot of things that actually do resist Fire. So again, it kind of goes both ways. It's a bit of both ends. Roll it the ball. I mean, the thing is, like, we can just call it a night right now, and we've made progress. But I'm still gonna keep going. Not sure how long we're actually gonna go today, though. I kind of do want to try and like make up for time as yesterday. I think Fairy is the best of the two resistances. Yeah, I mean, Fairy, I would say, is probably, like, the best single typing in the entire game. Because Fairy type is freaking broken. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Was like, three things resist Fairy. All of them share the exact same weakness, ground. And it resists a good number of typings. It's immune to one, and its only two weaknesses are basically non-existent from a damage perspective, because, like, you don't use poison types for their offense. The exceptions are, like, Gengar, and then Gengar is used because it's a ghost-type attacker, and it's fast. Like, Venusaur, it's not used because it's poison, it's used because it's a grass, it's chlorophyll. And, Steel. There have been offensive Steel types we have gotten... contrary to how obnoxious Goldengo has been, offensive Steel is really not something that is common. Scizor, Goldengo are, like, the two offensive Steels that have been, like, good offensive Steels that are not, like, Magearna. And, like, I don't count Magearna and Legendaries because they're just kind of, like, Mythics and Legendaries. I don't count them because they're just absurd. Comedically absurd, but they're absurd. Oh, yeah, Kartana. Kartana's another one. Ian, Cardi Face is just insane. 181 physical freaking attack. Kartana, you're crazy. And I love it. Ground is a very good physical type. Ground has a lot of things for super effective damage. But the issue that kind of kneecaps Ground is it also has a pretty significant number of weaknesses and a pretty decent number of things that actually resist Ground as well. So it's like, offensively it's very good. Defensively it's kind of eh. And a lot of things actually do also resist Ground. So it's one that kind of hinders it. Water, though, water's freaking insane. There's a very good reason that what is generally considered the best weather every single generation since it was introduced, aside from a half a generation blip where Primal Groudon existed, has been rain. Ever since Generation 3, rain has pretty much been the best weather. Ground Fairy is arguably the best of it. I would say Fairy Steel is better. Yeah, no, Fairy Steel I would say is far better than Fairy Ground. Because Fairy Steel only has two weaknesses, Ground and Fire. Fairy Ground has a lot more weaknesses and does not have as many good defensive matchups. Because Steel is like the best pure defensive typing, and Fairy actually nullifies like one of its big weaknesses, fighting, and can actually hit it back. Yeah, I would say Fairy Steel is the single best typing in the entire game. Before then, I would say it was Steel Dragon. Which, I still say Steel Dragon is, like, number 2 best. But Fairy Steel takes that cake by a frickin' mile. Because, like, oh, boy. Oh, boy, Fairy Steel. Oh, the Zacian flashbacks are coming back. The Zacian flashbacks, they do exist, and they are terrifying. I am glad that they actually did nerf Zacian Crowned. It lost a solid bit of its attack stat. And they also nerfed Intrepid Sword, which is good. They also nerfed Zamazenta, but like Zamazenta's nerf wasn't as bad. Yeah, Zamazenta's nerf took out a little bit of its attack, a little bit of its defense, a little bit of its special defense. It wasn't like, okay, we just take out 20 points of your physical defense. We're taking out 5 points of physical defense, 5 points of special defense, and 10 attack. Compare that to 20 points of Zacian's physical attack. Yeah, I'd say that that's like a better trade-off on Zamazenta's part. Also, Zamazenta got body press now. So, like, the doggo can actually do stuff. That's good. It's gonna be interesting seeing, like, Zamazenta actually be relatively viable competitively. Because body press is gonna be amazing on it. Yes! I think Steel Dragon is the second best type combination in the game! You have 2 weaknesses! Ground and fighting! You have 2 weaknesses! Out in a bunch of resistances! Plus you can basically slap everything for neutral damage. Like, there is... the only typings that, like, resist Steel Dragon are themselves Steel type. Or are, like, Fire Fairy. You know how you can get... They're level 5 Terror Raids. So if you see a Finizen Terror Raid, like, it looks like it's a Finizen, because of the silhouette of a Finizen. But if it's a level 5, that is a Palafin. Ghost Normal Ghost Normal may only have 1 weakness, but it doesn't get meaningful coverage. It still takes neutral damage from a lot of different typings. Which is kind of the one issue with it, is it doesn't have the same sheer level of resistances that, you know, Steel Dragon does. Because, like, you're only immune to, like, okay, you're immune to normal, you're immune to ghost, you resist poison, you resist bug, you resist fighting. Gets a few things resist. But also you take neutral damage from so many other things. You know, whereas, you know, Steel Dragon, you have double resists on top of, like, double resists. Plus, you also get very meaningful, just offensive coverage. Which is why I say that it is better than, you know, normal Ghost. Because Ghost Normal, you're still getting bopped by a lot of stuff. Steel Dragon, you can just body a lot of things. Yeah, I corrected myself on the 3 immunities. I corrected myself on that. But yeah, immunities don't matter for much when you're still taking neutral damage from most typings. Which is kind of an issue for it. Especially when one of the typings you're immune to is normal, which really isn't that great of a typing. Imagine Ghost Normal Purifying Salts. Well, it doesn't take damage from Ghost anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Or do you mean, like, it can't be statused? I guess, like, the not being able to be status part probably was what you're going for on that. Oh, Flying Steel Dragon. I wouldn't say that, because ground flying does have a fair number of weaknesses. You know, it's weak to water, and it's weak to ice, and also has a double weakness, which is a bit of an issue. Plus, again, more neutral damages. Plus, it has more neutral matchups. Which is, again, the other thing. Steel Dragon, no double weakness. With a butt ton of double resistances, and also an immunity on its own. It's immune to poison. Yeah, pure number of immunities doesn't make up for less defensive of a profile. I think that more resistances and more double resistance is significantly more important than just immunities. You also gotta remember, like, how meaningful are those immunity typings? Like, you know, immunity to normal, okay, but not much really does much with normal. Defensive, not offensive. I said defensive matchups. Neutral defensive matchups. Yeah, I don't disagree. Being immune to ground is very good. But you gotta consider everything else. You know, again, you're considering just one singular typing out of the other 18. That's the reason why I say, yo, Steel Dragon is the second best. It has a butt ton of resistances, a butt ton of double resistances, few weaknesses, no double weakness, and not that many neutral matchups. Especially neutral matchups that if it does have, you know, like say, like Dragon or Ice, it has a very favorable position of those, being Steel or Dragon, to be able to hit the other one for super effective damage. Which is why I say that that is a better typing. You know, whereas, you know, Ground Flying, it has two immunities, one of them being to ground, but so many other things are neutral to it. Water Ground is a good one. Water Ground is a very good one, though. I will agree on that one. But also what makes a lot of Water Ground types really good is they have an ability that gives them immunity to water. You kind of take that immunity away from abilities, they do get a little bit worse. The reason we know this is that before Generation 3 happened, Quagsire was kind of not great. When it got things like Water Absorbing, when other water types got things like Storm Drain and stuff, then they got really, really good. But before then, they were kind of mediocre. Because again, they didn't do well against other water types. But that's more of a thing of their abilities also do play a very large role. Which isn't just pure typing. Stop with the freaking battles. Hey, let me check something. How many neutral matchups? Unaware was the thing it got later as a counter for boosters. Part of what makes Quagsire good is the ambiguity in what it is. But before then, it was nothing. Before it got Water Absorb, I should say. After it got Water Absorb, then it became a lot better. Unaware is something that it does use occasionally because it helps counteract boosters. Which, considering the amount of setup users that really happened with things like Generation 6, was pretty useful. But even then, primarily what made a lot of the groundwater types great is things like their abilities giving them immunities. Again, simply just Quagsire because of Unaware is one single example out of the literal sea of groundwater that have an immunity to water. Then you got, you know, ones like, say, what's its face? Whiscash, which, you know, groundwaters don't have a water immunity, and they're just kind of meh. What really helps them is that access to a secondary immunity via a typing. Not by typing, by an ability. Never seen a Water Absorb. Really? You've never seen Water Absorb Quag? Maybe it's a thing that just with shifting times and things like you have a water immunity on something like Gastrodon if you're using that. Maybe it could be seen like times are changing because other just water ground-ups with water immunities have just kind of become a little bit better at that. But yeah. Yeah, Water Absorb Quag was pretty common. It could have fallen off just because other water-immune water grounds have begun to exist. Like Gastrodon, Seismitoad. Yes, Seismitoad is Water Absorb. One of its abilities is Water Absorb. I think there's one other one. You know, with like Unaware being like the one niche that it specifically does still relative to the others. Touch on the thing. There we go. I mean, that is one that really does help a lot of them, is that they have that immunity via an ability. You take that away, they do perform a little bit worse, again with the exception of Quagsire, which shifted over into that unaware role, really as a result of the increase in setup moves that time has gone on with. Is that it? Oh, it's a Skidoo. I thought it was like why do I think that was a Frax here? Weird. One of these days, one of those Marill or Azumarill is going to be shiny. One of these days. Rowlet bar. Yeah, Azumarill is shiny Marill is green, so that would stick out pretty heavily. None of those are shiny because they would have a pink flower on the top of the head. I'm surprised we haven't seen any more like phases in the overworld since then. It's been a while since our last overworld phase while Masuda-ing. Almost like we passed one a while back and I just didn't notice. Huh. Maybe that's why we got Rowlet today, because we haven't phased recently. So the game was like, okay, we'll give you the shiny. We'll give you a Sparkle. We'll give you a Sparkles, I should say. Rowlet Ball. So how many have we gone through so far today? So we were at defensive is better. Yes. I do believe defensive when it comes to the best defensive type combination. Yes, I would say defensive is better than offensive. That was the entire point of this. Best defensive typing is the one that is defensive better than offensive. It kind of goes with the name. And yes, we did get the first shiny Rowlet. The first one. Still need 2 more. So we're still going to be hatching eggs for a good bit. You look different. Don't think you're shiny. But you look weirdly off-colored. I don't think... Is Persian normally that yellow? Is Persian normally that yellow? I don't think it's normally that yellow. Maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is just like normally that yellow. Maybe I'm just like... Maybe... Sunset, that's why it looks more yellow than normal. That's why. Again. Why? I didn't even press the button. I hate this. Sometimes I hate this thing. This is why I don't like the change of mechanics. I would have preferred they stuck with the one. This is why I wish the shoulder buttons were still A and A buttons. That is like one of the few changes I don't like that they made from Sword and Shield into this game, was they removed the shoulder buttons. The second best defensive type, Caleb. That was what the entire conversation was. The second best defensive typing. Yes. That is what the entire thing was. Ears are pink. Okay. Again, this shows my knowledge of Generation 1 Pokemon. They just completely go over my head. Hey, Litsune, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I know I am. How's everyone feeling for the return of the Decidueye raids tomorrow? I'm feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty confident. Rowlet. You only have 7 weeks until graduation. Nice. Round of applause for the graduation approach. I remember how it was when graduation was for me. And it literally could not come soon enough. Then there was exams. Yeah, honestly, I've been deciding to move them all generally later in the day. Because since I've been trying to get back into recording, I've been like, okay, so we'll upload we'll have the, okay, now that's not shiny. We'll have the, videos go live earlier in the day, like our normal time we generally streamed. Then we will stream late at night again. So we've kind of come full circle back to when the original time we were streaming was. So we've just like migrated it earlier in the day, then migrated back into the late night. So maybe that. We get Decidueye. We got the Decidueye last week. Because last week is when they did the terror raids. Yeah, the terror raids for Decidueye first came last week. And we got our Decidueye that day. And then we've been hatching the eggs ever since. Is it because days you don't usually hate the ZL thing? It's hard because they always have to. I loved it! Because it was like, I could just play one-handed like this. I could just do that, I could just because my hands are already by the shoulder buttons. And I find it more annoying to press the buttons with my thumb than it is just like to just press the trigger buttons. I loved the ability to just use the trigger buttons. I really miss they took that out. But I understand why they did it. I don't like that they did though. I need to sleep soon. Got like 2 hours of sleep last night. Go sleep. Go sleep. I'm probably going to be the same thing myself because I did not sleep very well last night. So, probably going to be ending off. We'll probably be doing like an hour-and-a-half stream. Maybe a little bit longer if I feel like pushing it. Because we're about 50 minutes in already. And we did get the shiny. So, there is that. It's probably going to take a while for me to like get back into the longer late-night streams again. Because, again, we're kind of out of practice on those. Because normally we stream during the middle of the day and like, we do a much longer ones during the middle of the day when I'm more alert, more awake, and I'm not as tired. So doing them, later in the night again, we gotta, train ourselves to get back that endurance. Math was honestly one of the ones I preferred, but when you get into the math, like freaking ordinary and partial differential equations that make me want to pull my eyeballs out, then I hate them. If you ever have to take ordinary and partial differential equations, I pray for your soul. Like, those things freaking suck. They literally suck your soul out. Oh, all of these Rowlet, Stephanie, these are all 0 speed ones. The batch of Rowlet I have bred now are all ones using the 0 speed IV Rowlet that I have had. So all of these Rowlet are forced into having a 0 speed IV. So at this point, they're just expendable. Math is easy. Expect anything past multiple. Accept anything plus multiple. I just despise math, ordinary, partial, diffy cubes. That sucked. That just sucked. Fractions suck. Imaginary numbers sucked. Basically anything involving anything involving math, just generally, unless it's something like freaking Pokemon damage calculations, I despise math. Why is, that stuff makes my brain hurt. Please don't remind me of that stuff, Caleb. I graduated college to get away from things like math. I graduated to escape that stuff. No. Rowlet ball. But yeah, the Decidueye raids are going to be returning tomorrow. We're going to have another counter guide video going out tomorrow on that. I'm also taking a self-paced math class. I expect to teach myself how to do, and examples to give answers and not how I got it. Nice. 5 to the power. Well, that I know is 125. I know a few things. but, you know, other stuff like, you know, what's the derivative and integral of, like, secant and cosecant just makes my brain want to explode. Yeah, see, all these Rowlet have 0 speed, because I have specifically bred all of them to always have 0 speed, because of the power weight, I think it's the power weight, being on my, one of my 0 speed Rowlet that has been used to breed all of these ones, because when you have a power item on a parent Pokemon and you breed eggs with them, that IV will be forced into being passed down. So every successive egg will always inherit that 0 IV. It works the same way with, you know, perfect IVs. That's why people breed perfect IV Pokemon relatively quickly, is they use the Destiny Knot. So that's what I just do with these, is I just get a whole bunch of them. That's how when I get 0 attack ones, I can just pass down the 0 attack to a bunch of stuff. But that is the plan. Yeah, the only 2 meaningful 0 IVs I've ever found myself in, like, standard need for something is 0 IVs on physical attack and 0 IVs on speed. And even then, not always necessary to have those. For things. If you can, it's good to get, but I don't think it's necessary for everything. If you got them, like, super, super frail, say, like, Fluttermane physically, yeah, 0 attack would probably be good on it. So that way, you know, you don't get foul play smacked by something like Murkrow, which has no attacking move. But otherwise, like, it's probably not going to come in handy. You want, for Trick Room stuff, you want 0 speed, though. You want 0 speed for stuff like Trick Room. Or like Gyro Ball Ferrothorn type things, you want 0 speed for those. Because that actually does make a very big difference in something like Ferrothorn, because that. Paul Caleb. Oh, okay, that's a good one, Omar. That's a good one. I like that one. Hey, Foxy, thank you for the lurk smile. Okay, let's do a few more on this one. That makes my brain hurt. That lady, that stuff makes my brain hurt. That stuff legitimately makes my brain want to implode. I do not like those things, because it hurts my brain. But yeah, some of you guys may also have noticed we're not doing Breath of the Wild today. I have formally decided to move everything from all the Breath of the Wild Wednesdays are now going to be Breath of the Wild weekends. That's going to be on Saturday going forward. Mostly because I noticed during Saturdays... not during Saturdays. Like, well, yes, during Saturdays. But during the Zelda streams, you know, of course, the Breath of the Wild streams on Wednesdays, and the streams we do on the weekend, the channel really doesn't grow well, and in fact, it's kind of been shrinking on both of those days. So I have decided to move the 2 most negative for the stream, the channel days, into one singular day to hopefully minimize the negativity impact on the channel. I get to 3 members from Zed's stream 3 hours ago. Oh, nice! Very nice, Litsone. Yeah, I've done a little bit of damage control, and I did read Morgan. I did. Yeah. Also, yeah, join the super server. Recommend it. There's a bunch of absolutely legendary other content creators that are going to enjoy it. Don't worry, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a very long stream, Foxy, so you don't need to worry. I still have my Decidueye raid saved on here, so I can't connect to the internet, otherwise it'll wipe that, because I still need Decidueye raids for some footage and some videos. So I cannot do connecting for raids. If you want to host them in the chat for everyone else, I'd be okay with that. Yeah, we're always happy with people hosting raids for stuff in the chat, but I am not able to do them, because otherwise I will lose my Decidueye raid. And I need it for some more footage gathering. But also, lady, axe throwing is fun. I did that when I was in Vegas. Really, really fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Give me that. Give me my shiny stuff. Get out of here, Persian. You're annoying and your neck looks weird. Go sleep, Latsune. Zelda days, do you still do any Pokemon? We don't do Pokemon streams during the Zelda days, but we have Pokemon videos that go up. The Saturdays is when the Saturdays is when the Elite Battle League videos go up, but we don't stream Pokemon during that. Because, like, the Saturday is entirely consumed for streams by the Breath of the Wild streams. Good. Palafin was, like, one of the most annoying evolution levels in Scarlet or Broken Lock Wonder Trade. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be going back to the Scarlet hunts at some point soon. It's just now that we've gotten one of the Rowlet, I feel a little more comfortable doing the going back to Scarlet at some point, because we still need to get 2 other Paradoxes, and I should be able to get you another Fluttermane for there. But I do not know when. Nice, Revan. Take over to 70. We'll probably get to 100 eggs hatched, and then actually probably not even 100 eggs. We'll end off in probably another 20 minutes. Honestly, I'm not sure how much that would actually help Amoonguss, all things considered, that, the duck. Because, like, Regenerator on Amoonguss is very, very broken. It allows it to just continuously heal itself by just switching in and out. And really the only thing that it would benefit on is, Prankster Spore. And that's one of the reasons why you run Amoonguss on a Trick Room team, is so that you get, Spore off before other things, because you underspeed them in Trick. You underspeed them, so Trick Room. So I don't really think Prankster would... Sorry about that. Sorry about that, dude. For some reason, the thing looks on my screen like it says duck. It's probably the green text, because it makes the D look like a C, and then the line on the D, it makes it look like that in the E is a K. But yeah, I don't think Prankster would actually help it. It would, because yes, you wouldn't need to run it on a Trick Room team anymore. But you also wouldn't have Regenerator, which, like, Regenerator is like a third of what makes it really good. Spore's probably like the other two thirds, but, like, Regenerator really helps that. Because in doubles, switching out is actually very, very easily punishable, and having something that benefits you to continuously switch out mitigates that punishment. So I think that Prankster wouldn't actually help it. It might actually be detrimental to it. The more I'm thinking about it. Maybe it would break it. But I'm not... I don't know, I'm not sure if it actually would help it all that much. Hey, lady! Hey, lady, how you doing? Imagine Stakeout Pursuit. How does Stakeout work again? Hi, Creepypasta lady. Can one of the monster please go grab Creepypasta's link? So how does stakeout work again? How does stake? I've never used God, what is the thing that gets stakeout? Why am I blanking so hard on things today? What gets stakeout again? You just pursue it. Wait, Spite Ops get stakeout? I thought the mongoose thing from Gen 7's rat clone. I thought it got stakeout. Oh, it does more damage when you switch in. Well, Pursuit works by hitting the Pokemon when it's switching out. Stakeout works by hitting them after they come in. I don't think that would actually work. I don't think that actually would work, because, like, stakeout works in two different ways. I mean, I really, Spite Ops gets it? I thought that... I mean, maybe originally it was exclusive to, what the freak is the name of the thing from Alola? The freaking mongoose thing. What the freak is its name? I know that got stakeout. I can't remember. And why the freak is my brain blanking so hard? Also, freaking shiny Oinkologne! It's going on the giveaway pile. Gumshoes, that's the name of the thing. Gumshoes. Yes, that is... Why can I not remember that thing? It amused me very well. Yeah. That I remember got stakeout, but I don't think stakeout Pursuit actually works the way we think it does, because it works by the switch out. Like, Pursuit works by hitting the thing and switching out. Stakeout works by hitting the thing after the thing comes in. I don't think it works that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't quite think it works that way. It'd be weird. I'd need to see the damage calculation for that, though. It would be an interesting thing to see, though. Maybe it works that way. I don't know. I've never actually used a stakeout Pokemon. I mean, this one's going in the giveaway pile, because we already have this family. We have too many freaking Oinkologne family shinies. This is going in the burning pile of giveaways. Okay, that's not marked. I don't like Oinkologne. I don't like the Lechonk family. I think they're stupid. Yeah, I have a lot of spare eggs. I have a lot of spare eggs. But yeah, I think that this is going to be the last batch of eggs we do. I'm blanking so hard right now, and I don't like that my brain is just potato. Yeah, we're ending after we hatch the 80th egg. Let me double check. 99% sure I don't. Yeah, I do not have a Hisuian Zorua at all. So I'll get looking on who we're gonna go raid. I know that we do have. I know we do have a shiny Spite Ops. That I know we do have. We got that one while just randomly wandering randomly wandering by the place north of the place north of Castle Royale Lag Lake. Remember that. There was something else I was gonna say. God, this is the thing I hate about not having like the mental endurance again to like to still do the late night streams is that my memory is just garbage. There's something else I was gonna say, and I can't even remember it now. God, this is gonna suck tomorrow when I have to fight Humberto. Granted, I'm not gonna be streaming, so I'm not gonna have to be aware of like the chat and, you know, of course, the match. I can have my notes. I can be, you know, keep pace. It's for the living shiny decks, that dude. We don't trade away shinies that are for the living shiny decks unless we get spares, and we do not have a spare one. Oh yeah, right. You did see me get a shiny Foxy, so that means you're obligated to leave the like. Yeah, right. I'm blanking on things. Maybe that's what I was gonna say, lady. Is like the shiny thing, but I don't think it was that. Again, brain's flatline. Okay, let's go find someone to raid. God, I have a headache. God, I'm developing a bit of a headache right now. I don't like that. I'm gonna need to get myself more used to streaming at night again. Oh, that's cursed, and I'm gonna need to watch that later. Easy Fomantis. Oh, nice. That's an easy Fomantis spot. Neat. Let's get around to hunting a second shiny. The cherry tomatoes. Oh, cherry tomatoes, the ingredient in game. Yeah, that's why we're going to be ending off stream soon. We just got to go find someone to go raid. That's what we're doing right now. We're just going to hatch the rest of these eggs, and then we'll go find someone to raid. Athena is doing Unite, so I'm not going to go that. I want to go try and raid someone who is shiny hunting. I mean, shiny hunting, or at the very least... Oh, okay, here's someone. We haven't raided Everest. We have never raided them. They've raided us a couple of times. Alright, that is all for tonight. We tick this up to 80. We're going to go raid Everest. They are shiny hunting Cloth. And it is the 4th part of their shiny Cloth hunt, apparently. So let's go send them some love. If you guys haven't done so, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe. See you guys next time. I'm gonna go lay down. I am starting to get a bit of a headache right now. Wish you guys a good night.